Hi, Graham. Whoops. Doggone it. Ah, rats. Can you guys hear me okay? Hi, Hater. Can you hear me all right? Oh, good. I forgot to hook up my microphone. Forgot. I've been running around like mad. Um, we're getting ready for a blizzard that's coming. Hang on a second. Let me get this thing fixed up. Hi, Donald. Oh, good to see you guys. This is going to be one of the few times that I think we're having all good news. And we're finally having news that we've been waiting for. Um, I don't know if it's good, but at least, it's knowing is more important than not. Michael, how you doing? Hey, did the U.S. win on the hockey? I was watching it and had to leave. I think he did, from what Michael's got. Hi, Graham, Brian. Good to see you guys. Oh, good. I tell you, I had. Thank God. I'm glad everything's working. Okay, doke. Let's get started because we've got a lot of stuff. Um, a lot of good stuff too. Okay, the first of all, what I want to do is to show you where we are with Etude number two, the Forever Watch. We had 8 dials delivered this last week, 2 gold, 3 blue, and 3 brown. So they're going through, and I believe I posted the numbers, the watch, the dial numbers of who's getting a watch. So you guys should have that too. Um, oh, good. 2-1 in overtime. All right. I think that's the same score that the women's had too. I love Canada too, by the way. Hey, Canadians. That was, hey, way to go for that silver. Okay. Let's get back on track here. Sorry about that. Hey, Steve. Um, okay, so there were 8 dials delivered, and they were shipped out. I put the numbers up. Let me give you the email I got this last Monday. I did mention I was going to go after him again, and finally I heard back. Hang on a second. Let me see if I've got what I need here. Here it is. Let me see if I can bring it up for everybody to take a look at. This is from the French. Was hang on. Okay. Let's talk about this. Okie doke. This is from February 17th. And this was to the last. Well, yeah, I guess on the 15th, response to the 15th. That's what I got finally. Says last week we sent 3 in. 3 in refers to gold dials. 3 blue, 3 PV, D. Those are the ones we just talked about. This week, which was this actually last week, 1 gold and 5 brown. And then in week 10, now week 10, what they're referring to is actually the week of March 1st. They do it on a year. So week 10, we'll deliver 4 blue, 2 brown. And it says the delivery time for the remaining 2 blue dials and 3 brown dials will depend on the time required to carry out the treatments on the bases mentioned below. And below it is 12 gold bases are being sent to Rodior, and in addition to 13 already in their position. So there's going to be, let's see, that would be 25. I mean, that's a lot. This has been 3 years or anyway, at least we have a schedule. I've been after them to have a schedule for a long time. Whether they follow the schedule or not is a whole other issue. But I don't know any more we can do than just keep it up that until they are so sick of hearing do something. This is, by the way, too, they're outsourcing it. You know, we paid 1,000 Swiss francs per dial, and we ended up with just anyway. So much for that. Spilt milk. Okay. Hey, listen, man, nothing wrong with, I like Canada. I think a lot of us are thinking of moving there. Okie doke. All right, so that is the news on Etude number 2. The Etude number 2 is really a great watch. The problem is that I think a lot of us have just like, and I don't know what to tell you anymore. We just keep pushing until we start getting it. Oh, by the way, super good news. The Supreme Court said that what's his face's tariffs are illegal, and so I'm hoping that they're going to cut it out so they don't get sued every 5 minutes. Okay, they don't seem to mind that, but so we may not be getting, and especially with Zoulou, we may not be getting, those of us in the U.S. may not be getting hit with a 15% tariff. I'm hoping not. He said something, he's going to have a 10% tariff, and that'll go around, and the Supreme Court will kick that out. So who knows what's going to happen with that. But as far as good news that we were looking for, that is certainly good news. So anyway, we'll see when it happens on that. By the way, too, I had Mike was asking me what the return watches should be sent to, and I told him send them directly to the owners. In other words, to the guys who that way long ago when we all sent them in to get fixed, to send them to, not to me, but to directly to the people. Get them, and they were to be sent as repaired and returned, and that way we just take out one last thing, I hope. Okay, anything else, any questions on Etude number 2? Anything else? Okay, let me move right along. I'm not sure if Dominic is with us. I hope he is, but if not, I'll try to move along on that. Dominic told me that he had the 7 members that were needed to form a cooperative. Now, by having 7 members, we really have a whole lot more than that. But these are the 7. They had to have the passports. They had to have a, notarized driver's license image. Well, actually, they needed the image with the actual notarization. And I had sent mine FedEx to make sure that Dominic got it. He got it okay, and some of the other guys did the same thing. Donald did, I know. So at least that's the next step. The notary, our attorney, we got working for us, is that I'm again, I don't know what he is going to actually do, but I think we're getting closer and closer to finally getting it, so we can get our Swiss bank account, and then we can put all of our money directly in there. Another thing happened this week. Rob and I and Dominic, I think, and Abdul was also involved. We got this thing from Mike, and he had having some kind of tussle with the VAT people, and they wanted to know, this and that, and all of this other stuff. So they wanted to see our business plan. So it was like, so I wrote up one, and Mike got it and said, "Yep, that's what we needed." So I guess we're okay as far as Mike is concerned. Now, whether the VAT people are okay with it, I'm not sure. The reason that's important is going to affect our application for the cooperative. I'm hoping it will be. It was sort of, I tell you, it was sort of in a strange way that anybody with a background in sociology could only appreciate. I really enjoyed doing it because I was able to lay out everything and point out all of the things that different people were doing, and that wasn't just like a couple guys in a wagon or something like that. That we had a fairly actually turned out to be pretty pretty good. I'm hoping we can use that same one, and that'll if it's depends on how everything works out. Okay, so that's on the Lyrique Society Cooperative. If Dominic is here, he can add anything else. I know that a lot of us, even some of us who had not previously had a passport, got one. So we're ready. Any questions or comments on that? Okay, well, if anything comes up or if Dominic comes, so let us know. Okay, Heure Zoulou, more good news. I contacted AB Products, and I think they had said they would be having deliveries in May. I told them it was important for us to have anything they could have earlier because we're going to be promoting Heure Zoulou for GPHG, and we really could use it sooner. And that's what they said. Okay, so we're going to be getting them in April instead of May, and April is also when we're getting the first deliveries of our dial. And so with the case, the dial, we already have all the hands. Things ready to assemble. And also the straps and buckles. Matthew has been taking care of that. So, as early as late April, we might be able to start getting some watches. One thing, I don't know why, I've been more concerned about him than anybody else, but as soon as we get one, I want to send it to that guy from who won the bid on the watch at the gala back in, God, when was it? 2024 or 2025 gala. The guy who got the watch during that. And he's been, I hear from him every now and then, hey, is it ready yet? Sort of, are we there yet? But he's one of the guys I want to get out because I want to stay on, for trying to build that up. So that's good news. So anyway, that's going to be the beginning when they start shipping them is going to be. I'm hoping I'll talk to Mooney, to Sebastian about, seeing about putting some together for us as quickly as can. Um, Trying to think. So, Zoulou seems to be, I mean, after everything we went through with Etude number 2, Zoulou, which is far more complex, it seems to be going along, thank God. Okay, any questions on any of these, or comments or updates or anything? All set then? Good grief. Okay, then we'll go on to the last thing on the GPHG marketing strategy. Out of the blue, Brian Spade sent me this incredible whole marketing strategy for GPHG. It was really amazing. Let me see if I can get it up for you real quick. Hang on, I'll show you what he did. Really cool. More of a foundation of a strategy. Okay, well, let me show everybody what you did here. Hang on a second. Huh. Whoops, wrong one. There it is. This was, the whole thing has been laid out very systematically. And as Brian said, it's a foundation. Let me see if you can see that. Okay, yeah. So, what we can do, we can go with this. They also provided a list of all of the judges and all of the members of the academy, which is over 1,000 of us, and who are also going to be doing the initial voting. I think they're the most important ones to target because they're going to be making the decision on nominations. And so that will be sort of the target for that as soon as we get going on this, and we can look at the go through this foundation for the strategy and see how we can do it so that we got more of a chance. Man, I tell you, this thing that Brian has, it covers all of the details and everything that we should know about that. And so I was very, very, very happy to see that, because it's exactly what we need for planning, other than trying to figure out ourselves, which we haven't had too much luck with. So anyway, as soon as I hear from GPHG about it, they'll contact me and say it's time to, if you have any watches you want to send in for the GPHD, send them in. And so we have, most of the stuff that's done. I'll have to rework the write-up, I think. And Owen has always really helped out a lot with that. He's a writer. And I might, Brian, also too, you might be a guy who want to look over it. and also create a little video. What we do or what we can do in setting up the GPHG, they have things on sort of guidelines. I'll put it that way. You got the rules about how to go about presenting everything. And so you have two pictures, one with a white background, one with a black background, and then another one. Usually, what we'll do is take the best picture of the front, and the other thing that really makes a difference, I think, this time is going to be having that cool band that we have, because that is unique. I know it sounds like a little thing, but it's all of little things add up. And then what we'll do, have the same one with the black background. And then the third one is simply a picture of the back showing the movement. So that part is pretty much taken care of, actually. And then, you put down all the specs for it, have that, and I'll double check with Agenor on all of the little things. About the only thing that changes might be the power reserve, because we got, now we got the Zoulou arm, and we got this zippity-doo second hand, so that might change. And then we have a 1 minute video. I'm gonna see what we can get on that. What I would like to include in it is some recordings of air traffic controllers, and talking about, because they talk about Zulu hour and things like that, and we might interject in that what we have for like 1 minute video. The best thing, I think, is to show the different parts, everything that went into it, and sort of like, this is like, here's a brand new movement, and which everything is true, and we can demonstrate it. And I think that would be important, and it has to be done in both English and French, and that's not too much of a problem. Just do it in English and then translate it to French, and then have some French-speaking person make sure that we don't have something ridiculous in the translator. So that part, and then tie this into Brian's marketing scheme. It might be sort of fun, sort of interesting. I was going to try to also put a standardized message together for our posters. Sending out the posters and stuff. We live in a very visual age, and so we start flooding Instagram with these posters. I think we'll get some effect from it. The thing is, though, is that I have been all over the place. Allie has been sending did a poster, wonderful poster. We got to sort of get it all of our messages standardized on that. So anyway, that's another thing that we're going to be taking care of, but trying to really flood Instagram with those kinds of things to see what effect that has. Oh yeah, Hater, that's not a bad idea at all. On the group chat, yeah, we do have this thing we set up for that. If what you mean is like on the group chat, do you mean the Air Zulu one, or sort of the more general one, Hater? Because we sort of set up one for anybody interested in Lyrique. We put that up there, and that might not be a bad place to put the posters. But yes, definitely put the posters on the Air Zulu one. And so, yeah, definitely on that. What else? So that's, pretty much, I think, where we're going with this. I'm gonna once again try something else too. It'd be sort of cool. I have this friend who did the sound for me. He did the sort of in my Watch Art Sci video. Uh, he and I were talking one day, and I was trying to figure out. They have these little music loops and stuff that go. You could put those in, and they're they are what they are. And so he asked me what I'd like to do, and I told him. He whipped up a thing I've been, excuse me, using ever since. And he's one of these guys that in the middle of nowhere he'll contact you. You send him a message, won't hear from him, and then in the middle of I was in New York in a taxi cab, and he just pops up, "Hey, Bill," and he wanted to talk about something. So if I can get him to do that, I think it would be really cool to have him. He used to be in the one of the keyboard players in a group called Bee Gees back in the day. So anyway, and he's really good. He has I don't know what kind of work he does, but he does some kind of work at this famous studio. Abbey Road Studios in London. So, and I guess he's got all the equipment because when I told him the details of what I wanted, he cooked it up. I swear it didn't take him more than 5 minutes, and he knew exactly what I wanted. So if we could get something like that sort of would fit in with the air racing, I'll see what he can do for us, or if he even responds. Then he'll respond. God knows when. Oh, I see. Okay, you want the whole plan that Brian has? Yeah, definitely. I'll put that on. I'll put that up on Air Zulu for everybody. Yeah, it's and sorry I didn't mention it, but that's yeah. I'll be doing that too. See, and there'll be a test. It's very detailed, very cool. I think. Okay, that's all. That's boy. I tell you, I got through that quicker than I thought. Um, Okay, we're those of us on the East Coast, or at least where we are on the East Coast, are getting ready for a blizzard. Lucky us, it moved just a little, and so we get to celebrate being snowed in once again. And they're thinking about they may be losing power and everything, so they just it's crazy stuff I've got to get done. But anyway, but if there's anything else, absolutely anything else that you want to ask about or mention. Yeah, I think you're right, Donald. Okay, yeah. Guys, I will put that up on the Air Zulu. I'll put Brian had three different files for us. One for the jury, one for the academy, and then one for the marketing sort of overall strategy that he had for us. Okay. Anything else, guys? Okie doke. If Dominic comes up with anything, post it and so forth. Yeah, I know. Finally get some positive news. Okay, guys, take care. Those of you in the South, now you can watch us suffer for a while. You've been hit pretty hard. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you next time, I think. We're not crawl out from under the snow.